The New York Giants have officially moved on from Daniel Jones. The former number 6 overall pick was released just days after being benched. It's a stark reminder of how quickly things can change in the NFL. Once seen as a franchise cornerstone, Jones is now looking for a fresh start. For the Miami Dolphins, this could be an opportunity worth exploring. The Dolphins have been riding high this season, largely thanks to the brilliance of Tua Tagovailoa. When Tua is on the field, the offense is a well-oiled machine. The points pile up, and the team looks unstoppable. But when Tua is out, it's a completely different story. That reality hit hard earlier this season when Tua missed time, and Miami's offense struggled to function without him. Skylar Thompson stepped in for a start, and the Dolphins could only muster 3 points. Tyler Huntley had his chance too, but the results were just as uninspiring, with Miami managing just 1 touchdown in each of his starts. It was a brutal stretch, one that exposed how reliant the Dolphins are on Tua to keep the offense afloat. Once Tua returned, everything changed. Over the last few weeks, he's been lights out. His accuracy has been off the charts, completing 77.7% of his passes. He's thrown 7 touchdowns to just 1 interception, and the Dolphins have averaged nearly 28 points per game during this stretch. That's the kind of impact Tua has. But his health has been a concern, and that's not something the Dolphins can afford to ignore. If Tua were to miss more time, the Dolphins' season could unravel quickly. The backup options on the roster have already shown they can't deliver. Skylar and Huntley aren't the answers. The question becomes, is Daniel Jones? Jones didn't live up to expectations in New York, but there are reasons to believe he could offer something valuable to Miami. He's quick with the ball, averaging 2.54 seconds per attempt last season. That's not as fast as Tua, who leads the league at 2.25 seconds, but it's still among the top 10. And when it comes to short, quick passes, Jones excelled. He completed 80.4% of throws released in under 2.5 seconds, the best in the league. Mike McDaniel's offense thrives on quick decisions and accuracy. It's built around the quarterback's ability to process quickly and get the ball to playmakers in space. Jones might not be able to replicate Tua's level of play, but he could fit into the system well enough to keep things moving. That's a significant step up from what the Dolphins currently have behind Tua. Adding Jones would do more than just provide some insurance for this season. There's also a longer-term benefit to consider. If Miami signs Jones to a short-term deal and he performs well enough to attract interest from other teams, the Dolphins could be in line for a compensatory draft pick if he signs elsewhere next year. We've seen this happen before. The Jets received a compensatory pick when Mike White signed with Miami on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Jones has a much higher profile and could command a more substantial deal, potentially earning Miami an even better draft pick down the line. Bringing in Jones isn't about finding the long-term solution at quarterback. That role belongs to Tua, as long as he stays healthy. But Jones could be a stopgap, a reliable option who can step in and keep the offense functional if Tua misses time. That alone could make a huge difference in a season where every game matters. Some might argue that it's too late to make a move like this or that it could disrupt the locker room. But the Dolphins can't afford to take that risk. They're in win-now mode, and this is a team that has to prepare for every possible scenario. A backup quarterback isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The reality is that Miami has a glaring weakness at a critical position. They've seen what happens when Tua isn't available, and it's not pretty. Daniel Jones might not be the perfect answer, but he's an upgrade over what they have. He's a player who can step in and give the Dolphins a fighting chance if disaster strikes. This is a move that could quietly define the Dolphins' season. It's not about making headlines or chasing a splashy signing. It's about addressing a vulnerability that could derail everything if left unchecked. Jones is available, and he's looking for a chance to prove himself. Miami has a need, and Jones could fill it. The Dolphins have a decision to make. Do they gamble on Tua staying healthy for the rest of the season, or do they take a proactive step to protect their playoff hopes? Bringing in Jones wouldn't guarantee success, but it would give Miami a safety net. And in a season where every detail matters, that safety net could be the difference between a championship run and another year of falling short. It's a simple question with a complicated answer. But for a team like the Dolphins, the risk of doing nothing feels much greater than the risk of bringing in Jones.